silly. That was a raspberry.
When Alexis Julio started experiencing unusual symptoms after the birth of her third child, she worried most about what a health issue would mean for her kids. For months, the 35-year-old kept noticing blood in her stool. But because of her age, she says her primary care team brushed off her concerns.
I almost felt like I had to prove that my symptoms were something more serious. Here, why don't you put those on the table?
After finally getting a colonoscopy months later, Julio learned she had stage 1 colon cancer. She ended up needing surgery to remove roughly 30 centimeters of her colon.
That's something that I can't quite wrap my head around, where I would be if I hadn't been able to advocate for myself.
New data from the American Cancer Society suggests her experience isn't quite as rare as you'd think. In the U.S., incidents of colorectal cancer have been rising in people under 50, 2% each year since 2011.
When you're magnifying, how...
At a screening clinic in Toronto, this gastroenterologist says Canadian clinicians are seeing similar trends.
Also, we find the cancer at a later stage than we do in our older patients.
Scientists suspect some combination of diet and lifestyle changes in recent decades could be at play, but no one's sure exactly why colon and rectal cancers are hitting younger people harder than before. 2 years ago, the U.S. lowered its recommended age for screenings from 50 to 45.
It's definitely a conversation that should be had for sure. The right answer is not clear.
In Canada, most screenings still don't happen until you're 50, unless you have a family history of colorectal cancer.
You have the probe, simply poke it into the stool.
The lead scientist for screenings in Ontario says it's not yet clear if the benefits for younger adults would outweigh the risks of colonoscopies.
And those include things like if we find a precancerous growth called a polyp and have to remove it, there's a risk of bleeding or there's a risk of puncturing the colon.
If you get to there, okay.
Julio says even if someone isn't yet eligible for screenings, they should be upfront with their doctor if they notice any unusual bowel issues.
Don't be scared of those things. It's important to get things checked early.
So, Lauren, the people watching this might be a little younger, might be suddenly worried. What are they supposed to do?
Well, a lot of us are uncomfortable talking about these sort of issues with our body, but you have to be paying attention and you have to flag these type of concerns with your doctor, even if you're under 50. So I'm talking about symptoms like blood in your stool, changes to your bowel function, feeling bloated and full. All of these could be caused by different conditions, but you want to rule out something serious. And also, if you're an older adult with younger adult children, you might want to flag to them to be watching for this stuff, because looking out for these issues, you could save a life.
Including your own.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Thank you.